Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato,
And I am Matt.
and welcome back to Mindbreakers.
I don't got a witty sound this time. I'm too tired.
So, well, we did decide that you were turning into JonTron, so you could have just said, "eh."
Yeah.
There we go. Today, we have a movie.
It was certainly filmed on a location
A very
with
nice location,
actors.
but
Uh,
this is The Ogre from 1988 by director Lamberto Bava.
what a name.
An
I
American
like it.
An American horror writer, haunted by childhood nightmares, moves to an old mansion in Italy with her husband and young son, only to discover the nightmares were real. 5.2 out of 10.
5.2. Wow, that's a pretty high one considering the stuff we've seen.
Now, I have seen this movie before,
Oh,
like way, way back when I was in like grade 11. It came in the mail actually. Back when this might seem like a shock to all you people. Zip.ca
oh
would
shit.
send you DVDs in the mail.
God damn, we blowing back to the past now, huh?
Well, it's not like I'm talking about picking about the first time I saw Gremlins when I rented a VHS from Blockbuster.
I mean, fair enough, but still.
This kind of sad thing is that some of our audience won't actually know what those things are.
Yep.
Some of our audience is born after 9/11. What does that... How do you deal with something like that?
I think about that every now and then. I'm like, where was I when that tragic thing happened? I'm like in grade 3, and I'm like, holy shit, that was a very long time ago.
This is a tangent, I know, but I distinctly remember when I was a kid, before all nine, just going to the airport and getting on a plane.
I see. I never traveled like through planes, so I never knew the whole like
Well, it's just because my
leisurely thing
most
it
of my
was.
family lives in Nova Scotia, and I'm from Nova Scotia.
Right.
So it was either drive for 13 fucking hours or fly
See,
for an
that's the
hour
thing
and a
with my
half.
dad. He drive.
So, but yeah, I remember just getting on a plane without any fucking hassle.
Yeah.
People, that's not a thing anymore.
Nope.
Anyway, a few things I gotta get out of the way about this film.
Yeah.
Firstly, it's called Demons 3.
That it is.
Trying to form a connection to the other Demons films, Demons 1 and Demons 2, also made by Lamberto Bava, which we have covered on this show before. Now, I don't know if Matt has seen Demons 1 or Demons 2.
I think I've seen Demons 1, but like it's very hazy.
That is no problem because this has absolutely nothing to do with this Demons franchise.
Perfect.
It's we're dealing kind of with a Troll 2 situation here. Except it's not as bad as Troll 2. Or as
Thank
enjoyable as Troll 2. From
Oh.
what I remember. Also, we're dealing with a Troll 3 situation.
Oh, right. Oh my fucking god. I just
Because
remember Trolls 3.
this is not the only movie to be called Demons 3.
Oh, god damn it.
There are two others. One I have seen, and one I have not. The second one to be called Demons 3 is a Dario Argento film called The Church. I think it was made in 1989. And I don't want to spoil too much because we will be reviewing this. Not that long from now, actually. But it is one of the most aesthetically beautiful horror films I have ever seen.
Ooh.
It's really, really good movie, that one. And then the other one is from 1991, I think. I can't remember the director, but it is called Black Demons, Demons 3. And from all accounts is kind of racist.
Huh.
Let me just double check Black Demons. Yeah, 1991. It's by another Italian director called Umberto Lenzi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is this like a whole thing? Like, did I see what a bunch of like Italian versions of films where like they'll use a title that they may already know and just make a sequel based on like whatever that thing is? Because I know like some Italian movies were like that. Like I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre had a thing like that too. Or is it just they just don't care?
I think they just don't care, or they have a title in Italian,
Right.
but they just change it to a similar thing to sell in North America.
I get. Yeah.
That's more
Okay.
that's more likely.
Yeah, I see that.
Sometimes they become less interesting, like Zombie 2,
Yeah.
which was made as a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, which was just released in Italy as Zombie.
Right. Right.
And that's also Lucio Fulci. But
Oh,
we're not
really?
talking
Huh.
about Lucio Fulci today. We're talking
Nope.
about Alberto Bava. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into Demons 3.
I'm
The
excited?
Ogre.
Question mark.
Let's watch this shit.
Cheryl, it's me, Tom.
Don't you find me back? Will you find me back? Don't. Bobby? Is that you over there? I have this terrible feeling that something horrible is going to happen.
The damn point is that you believe these stories, that you live them in your mind as though they were real.
But for me, they are real. The house is bathed in the pale light of the moon. The cool night air brings the intoxicating scent of orchids to the ogre. Because it's coming for us. It's in the woods now. I can feel it. Hear it. It's getting closer. Oh, baby, honey, Teddy. Teddy, no, get away! Get away from my son! No! No, let me go! No! Let me go!
Well, that was certainly a movie.
It was something that was filmed.
I have really not much else to say about this one. This wasn't very good.
No, like to sum up the whole movie, I think things happen. That's it, I think.
But did they?
No?
Because even at the end of the movie, nothing happened.
The end of the movie, like, pissed me off so much. Like, I can't even describe how.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't.
I mean, the music's good, but that's not really an accomplishment. Most Italian horror movies have spectacular music.
Yeah, and like I can admit a lot of the camera work is good for like certain shots, but fuck.
I mean, all the like technical elements of a movie are done really, really well here,
Yeah.
but there's not an interesting plot to support it.
No.
Like this is like cinematography porn, but there's nothing really going on in the cinematography. Just like you ever seen Neverending Story 2?
Yes.
That is set design porn.
Oh,
But there's nothing
that movie's
interesting
gorgeous.
happening on those sets.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That movie's gorgeous to look at.
But you need more than that.
Yeah. This movie, yeah.
We start out with an irritating girl in bed. I'm sorry, her voice pisses me off.
It's just a really good way to like describe how a movie starts.
And she's making annoying whimpering noises.
Sure is.
And okay, I know like this is an Italian movie. It was originally filmed in Italian. I know all the dialogue is ADR'd. It does a very good job of hiding this. I will give it that. But all the dialogue is ADR'd. Don't have a child. Voice the child if you don't have to. This is why Cat Susie exists. This is why Tara Strong exists. You can.
Yeah, this is very,
Hell, 1988, Tara Strong is definitely alive, and she's definitely not as big as she'd become. You could get her to voice this.
Probably.
And this also. This problem is not the movie's fault. But it pisses me off that I spent all the time I did finding two different cuts of the movie. One with the English audio, and one with the visuals with no subtitles, and fucking painstakingly syncing them up. And burning it to a DVD, only to have my DVD player stop working.
Oof.
That pissed me off.
That's rough.
And no, of course I didn't save a copy of the file on my computer. I didn't think my DVD player was going to crap out on me.
And no one would blame you.
But there is one in the mail, and it should arrive soon. Hopefully not during this recording.
Sorry, say again?
I do have a DVD player coming in the mail, and it should arrive soon. Hopefully not during this recording.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my headphones were fucking spazzing out there for a second.
Yes, we are still recording over Skype because we are still in the grips of the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. So technical difficulties may just occur.
If you'd like to watch a movie similar to this one, more interesting than this one actually, and also Italian-ish, check out the new full moon release, Corona Zombies. Where they just talk over... They shoot a bit of new footage and just talk over a movie called Hell of the Living Dead.
Classic.
These are the guys that brought us Puppet Master.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Exactly. So, the girl hears the noises, gets out of bed in Portland, Oregon, and goes to the basement, past some suits of armor because she ends up in a castle. And then there's this, cocoon on the ceiling.
Sure.
And an ogre comes out of it, and she drops her bear called Bowen, or Browen. And then she wakes up and screams, and there was about the nightmare. And then, without even a title card saying such and such years earlier, she's an adult driving a car.
Yeah, it just kind of cuts.
And she has a very bad case of Winona Ryder face.
Oh my, that's it.
But
that's
she doesn't have... One, just on a personal level, she's nowhere near as attractive as Winona Ryder because she's blonde.
Mm-hmm.
And she does not have the talent of Winona Ryder.
No. No.
Sorry, I don't find not blind, that's not this movie. Blonde people attractive.
That's fine.
Like, there are some exceptions, but I'm not a fan. Which works out, because I'm quite sure, like, no one finds me attractive, so it's all fair.
That's the way to think about it, right?
And they're driving to Italy.
Yeah.
And I really hope they're not inferring that they drove from Portland to Italy. Because that is not possible.
Like, the way the movie was, like, showing that off, like, they're just on a road trip. Cool. And then all of a sudden they're in Italy. I'm like, wait.
She has her husband and her son with her. And might I just say it's refreshing that a movie filmed in Italy by Italians actually takes place in Italy for once?
Yeah, eh?
Because
yeah.
usually it's New York, LA, or Germany.
Yeah.
Like, guys, Italy is full of beautiful fucking scenery. Film there.
Yeah, not to mention, you're right there.
Maybe film in your Italian city and say it's an Italian city instead of trying to tell us it's New York, like in Demons.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
We don't believe you.
Lord.
So they go around, they stop into a pub and have the Dracula moment and the Friday the 13th moment. Fuck, this is just in horror movies. Hey, can you tell us how to get there? No, you're in the wrong place for that place.
Yeah. Dracula moment. I like that. It's very true.
I've seen too many Dracula movies.
You have.
I think that's just something that happens when you're a horror fan.
Yeah.
Especially if you start at a young age.
Oh, yeah, definitely then.
Because, like a good starting point if you're getting into horror movies as a kid is the Universal Pictures films.
Yeah.
So, they go up to the castle. It's a very nice castle. There's, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's a castle.
Well, it kind of, like, threw me off when they arrived at this place, right? Because they were, like, talking about renting a place out in Italy, and it was going to be, like, a nice vacation getaway, and I was like, oh, so it's going to be, like, this nice little villa, and all of a sudden they show up to this fucking castle.
So
I was like, oh, okay, sure.
It talks about what a famous horror writer she is, but this is where it starts to diverge heavily from Stephen King stuff. Oh, this is a Stephen King movie in all but name and who wrote it,
yeah,
and quality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of Stephen King's characters are novelists. That's just a fact. You write what you know, and he knows noveling.
Right.
But the thing is, he's actually a novelist. So he knows to at least make up a few book titles. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what this lady has written.
I think at some point you see something she's written, like, on the side of the table, and that's about it.
But it doesn't have a title or bound or anything.
No.
Like, she's writing she's doing the when you see me typing. She does that in this movie. But
yeah.
Like, at least in, like, hell, even the first book Stephen King wrote about a novelist, Salem's Lot. Air Dance. In Misery, you have the whole Misery series, all the titles there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you're a novelist if I don't see any novels you wrote. Sorry.
No, yeah, I feel you.
And so much of this would have been done better if it had been written by Stephen King. Or, okay, let me rephrase that. If it had been based on a story by Stephen King.
Sure.
Because novelists should not be allowed to write screenplays.
No.
There are some that can do the transition, and that's cool. Like, George R. R. Martin did it fine for the Game of Thrones he was involved in. but that's
Right.
because he had like 8-10 hours to breathe. Stephen King cannot write an hour and a half anymore.
No. No.
I mean, I love the guy's work, but he can't do short anymore. He used to do short, no more.
It's one of those, like, God bless you for trying, but, like, please stop.
Like, I think I read one of his books of short stories. Can't remember which one, but the one that starts with The Mist.
Right.
The Mist is 300 pages.
God.
King.
Wait.
That is not a short story.
Yeah, I was saying that. Wait, that was in a book of short stories?
Yes, that was the first story.
Hold on. Fucking King.
Well, actually, because I listened to an audiobook, it was the first part of it. It was the first track, was that. And then it was the second track, too. Not that it was split between 2 tracks. They just put it in twice.
Oh.
It's like, sorry, I don't want to listen to that story again. I already did.
Sure.
I want to get to the one with the monkey with the symbols. Yeah, Skeleton Crew. That was Skeleton Crew. I remember because Skeleton Crew is the one with the monkey on the cover.
Oh, yeah, okay, I yeah. Like, thinking about it, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
But we are so off the fucking rails. Ogre. Sorry, this movie has nothing to talk about.
Fucking movie.
So they go around. She starts not liking the house because it looks like the house from her nightmares. No one believes her.
Classic.
The dad and the kid go on a hike and get hopelessly lost. And the kid just looks at his father with disdain. Like, I can't believe
so
you.
fucking
You
mad.
can't even find your way through a small wood. It's pathetic.
What kind of father are you, Lord?
That kind of gave me a laugh.
There's like a few good moments in this movie where I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. That was one of them.
She goes to get groceries, but they won't take her credit card.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, sure. Then that's when she meets like the other Italian.
Like in the store's defense. But your sign says you take credit cards. Why won't you take my credit card? Lady, that's American Express. You're in Italy.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry. A Visa, maybe. But you're not going to be able to do this with fucking American money.
Yeah.
When
fair.
I used to work at the pawn shop, that would happen. You mean I can't pay? What do you mean I can't pay with American money? Okay, what do you do in the States? So I run a convenience store. Okay, if I paid in Canadian money, what would you do? I won't let you pay. Exactly!
Bruh.
Like,
Two sides of the same coin right there, bud.
So they, a nice Italian woman, very pretty one, helps buy the stuff. She pays for the groceries.
Yeah.
Then they go, they drink espresso and become friends.
As you do in Italy.
Apparently, she's a witch and a science teacher.
Yep.
Interesting how that works. Her witchness never really amounts to anything.
No.
Then I think she has a dream where she's in the basement as a little girl again, and the ogre shows up.
Yeah.
The ogre
yes.
looks cool. I'll give it this.
It's made like really well, I find.
The ogre might be the most Demon series thing in this movie. Because the fangs and the claws and everything, he looks like a bit like one of the demons, but in Renaissance Renaissance fair costume.
Yeah.
There's a shot where there's a painting of this Italian nobleman who I remember went into detail when I first saw the movie, but it doesn't go into detail. because I assumed it was some kind of like Beauty and the Beast curse, but like
Okay.
a demented version of Beauty and the Beast, if you know what I mean.
No
Happy ending. And like it starts bulging out like the wall in Nightmare on Elm Street. But it's done really well because the way the hand is painted looks like the hand is actually opening and clenching.
Yeah, that scene looks so cool. It looks so good.
It's sad to see bits like this in meh films because you just think how cool that would be in a good movie.
Yeah.
So she gets attacked by the ogre, but the ogre's not real. Everyone keeps telling her the ogre's not real because the ogre's not real.
Once again, classic.
That's just how these movies work.
Yep.
They get invited out for drinks and then get that the teenage girl is a babysitter for the other Italian woman's niece. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm stupid. As a babysitter for the kid. I'm just now realizing I don't remember anyone's name in this film.
No. Like, no. I don't remember anyone's name.
Just they don't have interesting names.
Her name might be Maria, but I've also might have just made that up.
Someone's name's probably Maria. Okay, the main girl is Cheryl.
Sure.
Someone is Anna.
Oh, Anna's the niece, I think.
Yeah, Anna's the niece, I think. Maria. Patrizio Vinci is Bobby. I think he's the child.
Yeah, Bobby's the kid.
Paolo Malco plays Tom. Tom is the husband. And this movie commits a cardinal sin.
What's that?
There's a hedge maze.
Yep.
No scene happens in the hedge maze.
Nope.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I was pretty sad when it wasn't utilized.
Chekhov's fucking maze. So you don't show us the hedge maze and then don't give us a scene in the hedge maze. That's not fair.
Like, come on, someone's gotta get lost. Come on.
And get chased by the ogre, and then finally get caught, but it's not the ogre. It's just the groundskeeper or something. I don't know. So she's writing about all this stuff that's happening. The teenage daughter tells Bobby that, hey, ogres like the smell of orchids.
I don't even remember that. I remember the part with the flower.
Yeah.
I just don't remember that particular part.
And the kid's like, that's stupid. Ogres don't exist.
Oh, if only he knew.
It's all right. Something I'd like to address that parents do in horror movies and in real life as well that they should really stop. There's no such thing as monsters. No, that's a lie. Monsters exist. You know how we know this? Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, Osama bin Laden. Monsters are real.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy, Ed Gein, Jack the Ripper.
Was Gacy the clown dude?
I think Gacy was the clown dude, yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. He's the reason people are scared of clowns now.
Yeah?
It's the reason we got killer clowns from outer space.
Alright, so there's some good that came out of that.
Out of the murders and rape of children.
You know.
Yeah, sorry, I made that awkward for you. Let's move on.
I'm just saying, at least we got a comedic movie to help us.
True. That is a good point. So the daughter gets murdered by the ogre.
He sure does.
Possibly raped. It's not made clear.
It's kind of
I'm glad
implied,
it's not
though.
made clear.
Yeah, same.
And then now we start to realize one of the reasons this Italian horror movie is disappointing. Italian horror movies are known for their gore.
Yes.
This movie does not have a lot of gore. It has very little gore.
No, it does not.
This movie, and this is an 80s horror film. 80s horror films, the ones really worth watching, are generally rated R.
Yep.
This feels like a PG film.
Yeah, not even like PG-13, like just straight up PG.
Okay, in the 80s, PG meant different things. Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom are PG movies.
Fair enough.
PG-13 was a mistake. And I don't know, it was made for TV, so I guess. But
oh, this was made for TV?
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's sad, because I can actually see this running on, like, ABC or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, now, more likely, I miss MPix. I saw a lot of good shit on MPix.
Oh my god, yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Hell, you know what I first saw on MPix? The Gate.
Oh, okay.
Not the Gate 2, the good one. The one that gave us our theme song.
That's right.
So, the woman's freaked out about the ogre, and no one believes there's an ogre. They are a little understandably upset that the babysitter disappeared and left the kid alone.
Yeah.
I'd be upset too.
Just a little.
And she goes into the basement. The dad hooks up lights in the basement somehow.
Yeah, that scene just kind of happens,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
There's light now. It's like, cool.
I'm going to turn this place into a workstation.
I would not work in that place.
Fuck no.
It just doesn't seem safe.
It doesn't.
Like, even without the ogre, I'm just thinking of, this is like hundreds of year old stonework that's been left in disrepair for God knows how long. There are standing pools of water down there. Not a safe place to do anything, really.
No.
And in one of those standing pools of water, we get a kind of Dario Argento influence, because one of the lost pages, because someone apparently stole pages from her typewriter, is in the water. So she goes down to get it, even though I'm sorry that page is done.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So she goes into the water, we have an underwater scene, and then the corpse of Anna the babysitter shows up. And just is a corpse, and she screams, gets out of the water, and then the ogre's right there, and she screams, tries to smack the ogre, but it ends up being Tom.
Yeah.
It's scenes like this that confuse people on which films are Lamberto Bava and which are Dario Argento. Because Argento loves his underwater scenes.
Right.
He loves that shit. For good reason. They're often very, very good scenes.
Yeah, and if used well, they can do a lot. They can have like a lot of emotion to them, which is good.
And what it's an added thing to make you afraid is you can't breathe.
Yep.
And also, of course, the water's full of skeletons too.
And that one skeleton had really big eyeballs.
Yeah, those.
He stuck out to me.
I don't know why, but I kind of. We're supposed to assume these are the ogre's past victims. I think.
Maybe?
And I like that idea because it means that the ogre has a sense of humor and took the time to put fake plastic eyeballs in one of the guys he killed.
It's so funny looking. Like it distracted me from the rest of the scene.
Like, I'm sorry, eyes don't do that. Or it could mean that's just a Halloween decoration that fell in there.
Oh, maybe.
So okay,
I like the ogre way better.
All these guys are dead. That one, that's just a Halloween decoration that we dropped.
That just fell in here, and honestly, I like it.
Kind of something I'd like to do to one of my relatives one time is just fill the bottom of their pool with plastic skeletons and see if they notice. One problem I have with this scene. The water is green.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you can see clear straight through it to see the page.
Yeah, that part where she opened her eyes, I was like, no.
No, I
Honey,
mean when
no.
she looks at it from above to see the page.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, if the water's that green, you're not seeing through it like it's glass.
Yeah, that part was weird,
Also,
too.
if the water's that green, maybe don't go in the water.
Yes.
Like, I'm not talking about demons or zombies or nothing. I'm just talking about sanitation.
Like, I thought, like, when that scene first came in, I thought it was like, oh, she was gonna see a body floating, and that's why she jumped in, kind of a thing. But, like, no, she literally jumped in for the page. The body was, like, an afterthought when it floated by.
Don't jump into green water. At
Don't.
best, it's because there's a lot of copper.
Sure.
Best case scenarios, there's a lot of copper in the rocks around that pool. At worst, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So she gets out. We meet the crazy old guy who painted the cocoon with the ogre claw coming out of it.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Which would have been really creepy if it came beforehand and not afterwards.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to play it up like she's crazy. But I don't think she is.
I don't think so either.
There's some talk between this old guy and apparently his granddaughter Maria about your dad planted all these orchids and that's why the ogre came and now it's back to kill us all.
Of course.
And then it does.
It does do that. Lord. The more this movie goes, the stupider it gets.
Yeah, this movie could have been like shortened to half an hour, or better yet, 22 minutes, and been like an episode of, I don't know, like a Tales from the Crypt show or something.
Sure.
And it would have worked fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's too much not happening. Or it could have been made longer and actually explain what the fuck's going on. One of those two.
Yeah, I agree.
Point is, it doesn't work at 90 minutes.
No, it doesn't.
So the demon shows up and murders the grandpa, but you don't get to see that. Disappointing when an Italian horror film doesn't show a death.
Right?
Because that's why we're here.
It's exactly
the
the reason
series
we're
is
watching
about.
this movie.
That's what Italian horror is for. Fucking gore. It's gore exploitation that you can trick snobby cinema students into watching because it's Italian.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's Italian. It's not an American film. It must be fantastic.
God, the amount of how much that takes me back to college hurts.
How dare you not like 2001: A Space Odyssey? It's the greatest movie ever made. You just don't understand it. No, it's a bad movie.
I think it's fine. It's fine.
I'm glad I watched it. I'm never going to watch it again.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Like, I've seen it. It's good.
I mean, I'd recommend anyone watch it. It's a hallmark of culture. But I didn't enjoy it at all. So the ogre attacks Anna, and she has way bigger boobs than you'd think.
Just a little bit.
To look at her, and it's all this had been is being typed by
Cheryl.
That's her name. I already forgot it.
Fuck. I took a guess.
Which is a red fucking herring. Because I don't know. It seemed like everything that happened was what she was writing, and that things were happening because she was writing them.
Yeah.
And it talks about her heaving breasts, and I'm sorry, I can imagine a horror writer like this selling well, but in like the same way the chick who did 50 Shades of Grey sold well.
Sure.
I can't imagine this being like actual horror fare.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
So heaving breasts, And then the ogre comes there, and the ogre there's a noise from the basement, so the dad does the smartest thing any of them have ever done, and grabs an axe.
Yes.
Like, I didn't find the ogre in this movie to be scary, as cool as it looked, because
Yeah.
all I can see is how stupid everyone's being. Because you're in a castle. You're in a castle with swords and axes and maces on the walls. Take one, kill the ogre, because you haven't actually established you can't yet.
Just fucking go to town, man.
Just try to kill it, because it's clearly hostile. Then if you can't kill it, leave.
Easy. Just never go back to that castle.
So they kill the ogre. No, they don't kill the ogre. That happens after.
Yeah.
He hits the ogre with an axe. Can't remember if it does anything. I think it wounds the ogre, but he doesn't try again, even though you hit the ogre and it bled. And does
Yeah,
Arnold,
like he hits it a couple of times.
And as Arnold once famously said, "If it bleeds, we can kill it." Try hitting it in the head. Come on.
No, that'll end the movie. We have a couple minutes left. Come on.
They run away. They get in the car. The ogre's still coming. Then they hit it with a car and drive over its head, and it disappears.
Yeah, it just, like, fucking Disney vanishes out of nowhere. It was so weird.
This death would only be more Disney if it fell off a cliff. There's a scene we forgot, which might be important, but it wasn't made important. Is she's looking through a room? Cheryl's looking through a room, and she finds a pair of dusty boots that look like what the ogre's wearing.
Oh, yeah.
A scene that probably should have gone somewhere, but didn't.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I can't wait till the Cinema Snob covers this one.
Oh, he's in for a fucking ride.
Yeah, he's seen worse.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then they leave. Apparently, Anna's not dead. Anna and Marie aren't dead.
Oh, yeah, because she said something about, like, oh, she was out with her boyfriend or something,
Yeah,
right?
still makes her a horrible babysitter.
Yeah.
So apparently, it was all a dream. And then she burns her manuscript, which probably should mean something, but doesn't. And we see a shot from the window of the house. And you're expecting the ogre hand to touch the window, but it doesn't.
Nope.
And then the movie's over and we roll credits, and what the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
That was not a good film.
It's just like, it has all the elements and does nothing with them.
Yeah.
That was my whole thing with this movie.
Even the ogre, when we zoom up on him, is a little annoying to me.
How so?
Well, because the makeup's very good, but the direction he's given is he doesn't open or close his mouth. He just kind of wiggles his jaw side to side. And it makes it look like it's makeup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get you.
It's not the best. I don't feel the makeup's supposed to do that.
Yeah, it's very... It's something.
It's the shell of a good movie, but the stuff needed to make it good was never put in.
Yeah, that's it.
It could have used more gore. It could have used explanations of what the fuck's going on.
The fucking monster could have been more present.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, fuck.
Fewer tracking shots.
Oh, God, please, yes. Yeah. No.
Really, it was just a disappointing film.
Yeah, like you started out, and it starts out like you would expect every other horror film to start, and then, like, you get your few good tracking shots in the beginning, and you're like, okay. Okay, maybe they know what they're doing, and then it's 50 minutes followed by, oh dear God, please end it now.
You get the dun 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 dun. Oh, there's one minor part that irritated me.
Is that
the Cheryl's like, I speak very good Italian, and it says gracias. I'm like, no, that's not Italian. That's Spanish. The word's grazie. I know, I'm Italian.
I fucking forgot about that part. You're right.
So, did no one who was handling the dubbing tell you what the word was?
No.
Oh, interesting then.
I like to think like she's like the voice of her said it, and the guy was like, "Should we tell her?" And he's like, "No, fuck it."
It's lunch soon. Let's just do it.
Realistically, like 10 people are gonna watch this movie. Who cares?
Like, I think this movie is made for us, but not in the cool made for us way Chud 2 was.
Fucking Chud.
But the Chud.
The Chud.
But the Chud. Movie. But yeah, this is. I don't think it's the worst Demons 3 that's out there. Something tells me Black Demons is going to be the worst Demons 3.
Yeah,
but it's not the best Demons 3 either. So it's not good enough to be a really good movie, but it's not bad enough to be fun.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of bleh.
Yeah, it's just kind of like you watch it and you're like, okay, sure.
We said men.
Yeah, that's it. Just, yeah.
Like, and this claiming to be part of a series that has one of the best uses of music in a horror film.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, the best uses of, like, especially rock music in a horror film is the motorcycle katana scene in Demons 1.
Oh, yeah.
The Master of Puppets... No, not Master of Puppets. For Whom the Bell Tolls opening of Zombieland.
Oh, that's really good, too. Yeah.
The Master of Puppets opening of Zombieland 2, not so much.
Still haven't seen it, so...
And, what's the other... right. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the car chase with the corpse puppet to No One Lives Forever by Oingo Boingo.
Oh, yeah. That's really good, too. Fuck, I haven't thought about that movie in a while.
It is as bonkers as Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 is good.
Yeah.
I love how a franchise encapsulates the two best kinds of horror film, one after the other. Because you have the
like
serious,
scary,
the serious, legit, scary, disturbing movie, and then you have the who gives a shit bonkers moments.
This proves that they knew what they were doing.
Also, kudos on Texas Chainsaw Massacre being the only Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel that's not just a remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1.
Yeah, eh?
Because all the other ones are. That's all they are.
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, they're remaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I'm like, hey, bitch, they've been doing that since the 90s. Though, no, I did say that because it was 2007 when it came out, and I did not know what Texas Chainsaw Massacre was yet.
Fair enough.
I just knew I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Same.
And that's... I know we're going on a bit long, but... Well, not really going on that long. This is shorter than most of our episodes. Mm-hmm. But we don't have a lot left to talk about. But that's why this show exists. Not specifically Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But the videos that you'd see in the video store when you were a kid, and your parents wouldn't let you rent.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all this is.
Just finally seeing those movies.
And realizing how right our parents were in some cases.
Yeah. This movie was not good, though.
No.
No.
Neither one of the two goods we look for.
No.
It clearly didn't give us a lot to talk about. It was unmemorable as hell.
So that's the thing, like, we didn't remember any of the characters' names, for Christ's sakes.
Like, I've remembered this movie for 10 years, but I've remembered it as disappointment. As this is disappointment.
And that's never good.
I mean, at least you haven't seen the other two?
Yeah,
And then expecting a sequel to that?
that's fair, yeah.
Though I would definitely recommend you watch Demons 1 and 2. If you want, I can send them to you.
Probably. I know I've seen one, so I'll have to rewatch it again.
Oh, the first one's definitely better than the second one.
Yeah, and I just don't think I had any, like, motivation to watch the second one, so I'll probably check it out at some point. After I rewatch
Don't
one.
watch the second one right after the first one.
God, no.
Because it's very, 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 very similar. Like, remake similar.
Oh, boy.
Like, I think the same actor shows up in one role. That was the same one. It was like, wait, I know you. You died in the last... You were the smart guy from the last movie.
Amazing.
Anyway, next week, we're going back to something that will hopefully be more entertaining than this. The third installment of a trauma series about the first superhero from Brooklyn with superhuman size and strength.
Ooh.
And he might just be fighting the devil.
Might.
I haven't seen the movie yet, I don't know. Posters can lie.
You're right.
Anyway, I've been Merrick D'Amato.
I've been Matt.
And we will see you next week.
Have fun.
Ciao.